If you're a fan of hard, clean stock car racing, then you've come to the right place. After opening rounds at Daytona, Atlanta, and Las Vegas for round 4, the Simulation Stock Car Association brings AdPro Cup Series to California for the Beaumonte 200 from Auto Club Speedway. And all the simulated NASCAR action from green flag to victory donuts can be seen live as it happens here on the Global SimRacing Channel. From the Golden State, hello and welcome to another GSRC broadcast as we count down to green for the AdPro Series Beaumonte 200 from Auto Club Speedway. Way up in the press box to bring you our Words Eye view is yours truly, Bill Soupzon, joined by Tanner Sharp, and we have a special pit commentator we'll introduce a little bit later. In the director's chair is the hardest working man in sim race broadcasting, Joe Peak, armed with cameras located, aimed, zoomed, and focused by GSRC's camera guru, Dougie Beard. As cyberspace flows into your place over these 15 streaming award-worthy minutes, GSRC will bring you all the storylines, all the stats and facts you'll need to fully appreciate the 200 miles of simulated NASCAR Cup racing that will immediately follow. The season started on a 2.5-mile super speedway and took turns on a couple mile-and-a-halfers. The lap today will be about a half-mile shorter than Daytona and about a half-mile longer than Atlanta and Las Vegas. Here's Tanner Sharp to tell you about today's venue.
Thank you, Soup, and hello, everybody. Before I talk about the track, let me remind our viewers that this race is sponsored by Beaumonte Landscape and Design, serving Long Island's most prestigious homes and estates for over 15 years. Call them at 516-671-4499 or visit www.beaumonte.com. Purpose to build a racetrack in Southern California is a dying breed. Ascot, Ontario, Riverside, and Irwindale all have fallen victim to the bulldozer because of rising real estate values. In 1996, rising from the site of former Kaiser Steel Mill in the remote community of Fontana came California Speedway, now dubbed today officially as Auto Club Speedway. It mirrors, as I like to call it, a sister track to the Michigan International Speedway in many different ways, with turns banked as lowest as 14 degrees. It is still its same 2-mile D-shaped oval, which is wider than its sister track, Michigan. The world record of fastest closest circuit was set here with the Gilles Ferran, or however you pronounce that, Gilles de Ferran, in the heyday of the car champ cars, went 241.4 miles per hour. The only major change at the circuit to date came in 2001 when the infield of the speedway was configured to hold a multi-purpose road course. So to get a good idea what it's really like on an oval, D-shaped oval, let's hop on board on the GSRC Chevrolet SS and take a lap around the Auto Club Speedway.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Global Sim Racing Channel. I'm Brian Yazek, taking you for a spin around the Atlanta Motor Speedway today in the GSRC Chevrolet SS. Atlanta's a fast, worn out, as you see right there, worn out 1.5 mile oval, and it's very, very tricky to get around. So I'm going to kind of show you how to try to do it. Hot lap, going to aim for that white line, get right down in there, get in there a lot better than I did, because you really want to hug that white line all the way through corner exit and start drifting up right here on the exit of turn 2. Turn 3, kind of a weird entry. The track kind of falls away, and you really try to find the bottom. Probably half throttle all the way through here, 3/4, finally back full throttle. Watch the wheel spin just a little bit, and then that's going to complete your fast lap. Now, as the run progresses, you might see guys venture up here. Atlanta in turns 1 and 2 really, really makes it. Hello everyone and welcome to the Global Sim Racing Channel. My name is Brian Yazek and I'll be taking you for a spin around Auto Club Speedway out in sunny California. Auto Club Speedway is a relatively flat D-shaped 2-mile oval that gives these drivers a ton of room to work with, and it's a ton of fun to drive around. So, without further ado, off we go for your hot lap. You're going to be keeping it really low throughout the front stretch here, and you're going to be looking for your sign to brake. We're somewhere between the 1 and the 2. The key here is going to be to find the bottom of the speedway. Get all the way down to that white line, get back into the gas, and you're going to look to drive it straight off of the corner, aiming right for that wall where it starts to transition on colors. The back stretch is fairly bumpy, but it can still lead to some 3-wide action. Turn 3, looking to brake right about where the 3 sign is. If you want to get in early, you can push it all the way down to about the 2 or the 1 if you're really feeling brave. Same situation off of turn 4, just keeping it pushed wide out. And then for your hot lap, you're going to be actually driving right down here onto the apron, shortest way around the speedway. Now, once the tires burn off, you are going to see drivers all over the speedway. Right here, you can run all the way up into this 3rd seam here in 1 and 2, really let the car rotate, and it lets you gas it up to get a great run off of the backstretch, but you can't gas it up too quick because you get a little loose, just like I did right there. Once again, heading down the backstretch, staring at turn 3 off into the sunset, you're going to be looking to shoot to that 2nd or 3rd seam right here, and same situation as 1 and 2. Let it rotate, find the gas, and drive it straight off the corner. It's going to give you a huge head of steam heading down the start-finish line to set up a pass into turn number 1. California Speedway is a ton of fun to the drivers just because you can run all over the place, and the track can support about 4 wide. Will we see that today? Well, that's what we're going to find out. My name was Brian Yazik, and this was a lap around the Auto Club Speedway.
A little bonus coverage there, as we also gave you a partial lap around Atlanta. What has happened here, that there was a technical difficulty, not really with us, but with the launching of the sim. They had trouble with setups, that the Fords could not get the setups that they needed, so they had to relaunch a new race, and that kind of threw us a little bit off. But we got it all there for you. And, of course, we are at Fontana. Now, here we talked about that fast lap that was 241 miles an hour. My goodness, well, I don't think we're ever going to see times like that again. A man who has a little bit of personal knowledge about that, what I believe should have been the 1996 Rookie of the Year. He finished 3rd in the Real World Indy 500, none other than Richie Hearn. Richie, you have a little bit familiarity with this track.
Yeah, I've raced there a few times. I was there the first race ever for IndyCar, and it's quite an amazing place. Very similar to Michigan. 4 or 5 grooves. It's become very bumpy, and, you know, speed is your friend there.
Richie is going to be doing a little broadcast work with us on the Global Sim Racing Channel. Welcome to the family. We're going to relegate him to the pits right now so he can get used to what we do here on this Global Sim Racing Channel. So qualifying is going to be a little bit different than what we usually do. Usually a single call qualifying, one at a time. They're going to do it the old-fashioned way. So we're going to run through here. Let's go ahead and take this opportunity to talk about the points right now, where they stand. And if we bring up that graphic, we can talk about Dylan Jones. He won the first 2 poles of the season that had nothing to show for it, and he missed the Vegas pole. But he got the win at that race, locking him into the playoffs. Remember, this is a win-in scoring system. Despite being 14 points below the cut line, William Roberts Jr. is locked into the playoffs thanks to an Atlanta win. How about Alan Elwood? He leads all the drivers in regular season points, but has yet to earn a playoff point. Andrew Farniars, well, he's run up front all season as well, but like Elwood, has nothing to show for it other than all those regular season points. David Washington now has 2 playoff points. Cotton Selleck and Daniel Eberhard, well, they straddle the cut line. For Eberhard, in 13th after missing the season opener, he's moving up the standings and bringing with him 2 playoff points as well. And then therefore, you see down in 14th, that's Ellery Queen. And for those not on the overlay, the season is still very young. Still plenty of time to get yourself up inside the top 12. Actually, it's really only the top 11 with William Roberts stealing one of those spots. All right, so we talked about the points. Let me turn it back over to Tanner. And there's another mistake out there. So what we're going to do right now is take another short break while the series organizers get everything, all their ducks in a row. We'll be back in a second. Welcome back to the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage, or our attempted coverage, of what is going to be the Simulation Stock Car Association's AdPro 360 Cup Series, Round 4 from Fontana here at the Auto Club Motor Speedway. There was a few technical issues on the behalf of the series organizers. Honestly, the Fords were having trouble getting their setups. They could not get through inspection. They actually were locked in with the Michigan setup, but I think they finally figured out a workaround now, and I believe all the drivers are out there practicing. The normal qualifying, which is usually inverse qualifying one at a time, will be changed to a more traditional lone qualifying session of 5 minutes. So, now that the drivers are back out there, let's go ahead and show you, once we get this thing going, what the race details are going to be. And here's Tanner Sharp to tell you those.
Yeah, the race details for the series. We are round 4 out of 17 in the regular season races. There will be 7 playoff races. The setups tonight, if we can get them going past tech inspection, they are fixed, so should be passing tech with an 80% fuel load. Tire alignments. Each team is allowed 5 sets of tires. 20 tires up from here on from 16 tires. 4 tires will start on the car. 16 will be waiting in the pits, and they can be used however they like. If a driver causes 2 incidents on the racetrack tonight, you get disqualified. And yes, there is a green-white checkered. iRacing hasn't implemented it, but the league sure has. If the race finishes under yellow, the top 10 drivers will have 1 attempt for a green-white checkered finish going green after the pace car pulls from the victory line.
And Lord help us with all the technical problems the series had getting started. If we have to do a green-white checkered, who knows what's going to happen? Here at GSRC, we consider it a game of Russian roulette. All the commentators come in and do one of these races, and we hope to avoid the first green-white checker, because it's not only the rules for this series, but it's also in the sister series as well, the Challenge Series for the B cars. So far, they are 3 rounds in, no green-white checker there. We're 3 rounds in, no green-white checker here. Practice just wrapping up. All the drivers have got in there now. Oh, and qualifying is actually going on right now, and David Washington now sits at the top. Everyone trying to get in their laps. And I correct, it looks like it is not lone qualifying. It looks like it is group qualifying. Am I correct? And I see more than 1 car out there on the track together. So they just let them all go out there, try to get in a time.
And this is a different weather condition too, so these drivers have been kind of throwing a little bit of a curveball soup from the servers that they were in practicing. They were practicing an over of a track temperature of 100 degrees. Here, right now, it's a little bit of a curveball, 89-degree track temperature. I kind of want to circle that because I think that's going to be an important number from when they were practicing compared to what they're going to be racing in today. So those numbers are really important to the car.
They'll do a little feeling out on the track. Our pole award winner today is David Washington. He gets it for round 4. For every 2 poles, a driver earns $5, and the driver with the most poles at the end of the season earns $20, courtesy of simspeedshop.com, a great place to order custom button boxes, as well as buy and sell used equipment. For more information, go to simspeedshop.com. Well, I think we've got everything ready to go. I think it's time to run down the grid like right now, so let's go ahead and do that. On the front row, it is David Washington. He is on the inside of Andrew Payne. Row 2 is populated by one of the drivers scoring lots of points, Andrew Fernyars. He's going to be flanked by Gabriel Wood in his familiar 00 machine. Josh Bonwell and Dylan Jones make up row 3. The 4th row is populated by Ken Richardson and Alan Elwood. Elwood also doing very well in the points. Row 5, Kyle Kammer and Eric Sanford. Tanner?
Yeah, outside the top 10, Richard L. Regan Jr. is going to start in 11th tonight. Jesse Abraham in 12th. Gerald Campbell in 13th. Ellery Queen in 14th. Robert McFarland in the 15th spot. And rounding out 16 cars who are going to start tonight's event, Ray Richard.
16 drivers only here, a really small field for what these guys have put out all season long. The fields have always been big, and the racing has always been clean. Well, it took us a while to get here, but we are finally here. Get ready for 100 laps of racing. Quickly, can we bring up the race analysis, and we'll tell you actually how the scoring will go right now. What you got are segments, little stages here. The first stage is 25 laps. The second stage is 25 laps. You get regular season points for that, all the way down to 10th place. First place gets 10, last place gets 1. It's rationed out for the rest of the drivers. And the final stage is 50 laps. We're going 100 laps here, 200 miles. Look at that fuel window, or the fuel run, about 33 to 38 laps. Very important. They should not have to worry about making a pit stop during the stages, but they will have to do it on that final one to checkered flag. Okay, we've taken care of all the business. We finally got them out there. 16 cars, 16 drivers, sparkling under the Southern California sun. They're coming out of turn 4. Pace car ready to pull in for round number 4 of the AdPro Cup Series from Fontana. Gather at the chicken steak, cover beyond the cows, because the horses are out of the barn. And it is indeed David Washington in the 98, leading the Stampede down into the first corner. Andrew Payne stuck on the top side. In that blue car underneath, that's Andrew Ferrignards.
For the first time in 14 degrees of banking of turns 1 and 2, entering the back stretch. Set yourself up for that long, straight, bumpy straightaway. David Washington leading this wide pack snake that decides to go maybe 3-4 wide at times, but right now I'm only seeing single file racing. First side-by-side battle back there is in the 00 of Gabriel Wood, coming off turn 4 for the first time. David Washington's going to lead the first lap.
Like boxers in the first round, all the drivers feeling each other out, just little jabs here and there. It looks like the top line right now with this weather might be the place to go. I see that working well. The first side-by-side battle is back between the number 10 machine, that's Ken Richards, on the inside of the 11 of Dylan Jones. Jones, notoriously fast pole sitter, now's got that Chef Andy car up into 6th position. Richardson back to 7th, dropping down underneath. There comes the 5 of Alan Elwood.
Elwood saw the opportunity with a good run off of turn number 2 to take advantage of a spot on the number 10 of Ken Richardson. Still having some good grip on the bottom side of the racetrack. Looks like he will clear Richardson. And look, who's that back there? Number 97, Jesse Abraham, is going to follow the same footsteps as Elwood.
We are clean so far as they work lap number 3. Another car making a move. Can we go up to 4th? Look at that 00 machine. You put a double in front of the 2 zeros. You put a D on the back of the 2 zeros.
Oh, 56! Josh Bonwell into the outside wall coming off turn number 2. He's got some damage to that right front quarter panel.
You saw, he was right behind Wood, the driver I was talking about when he did that. Tanner, he hit hard.
He hit very hard indeed, and that can affect his aerodynamics, especially down a straightaway, because right now he's under attack from the number 97 of Jesse Abraham, and on replay coming off turn number 2 for Josh Bonwell.
Go to replay right now. Bonwell is going to lose one more spot to Abraham, I believe. There you see him bounce it off the wall. He was racing in 5th position right behind Gabriel Wood, the driver I was describing at the time that was having a good run. But now Abraham has fallen all the way back to 8th position. Still got to be feeling good about himself. He was on the move. He qualified in 12th, so he was up several spots.
Yeah, Abraham's still moving forward. I'm just a little concerned about Josh Bonwell's right front core panel. I mean, how much is that going to affect his aerodynamics on a straightaway? So far, it's hanging on pretty tough. As behind him, there's a pretty good battle going on between Ken Richardson in the number 10 and the 46 of Richard Regan.
Yeah, let me correct myself. You're right. It was Bonwell that was in the wall, not Abraham. Bonwell now back into 8th.
Oh, car loose on the backstretch. Andrew Farnyards. Oh, man, we got some big, and Washington's in the wall.
The number 88 machine got so loose coming out of 2. No, I guess I was going into 3, coming out of 4.
Ooh.
And what happened? It was the leader, I believe it was David Washington, that got in the wall as well.
Yeah, what happened was that Washington got into the wall, and a little bit of abrasive action for the 88 of Farnyards, and he got a little loose while trying to react to that situation, so the number 93 came right up the gut. That is Andrew Payne to take away the race lead for the first lead change of the day.
There you see the leader coming off, and he gets... Well, that wasn't there. I guess we don't have it. I guess we're live. We're not looking at it on replay. Okay.
Challenge up front, the 00, Gabriel Wood. Will take the first. Yeah, he took it. Coming in between 3 and 4. Crossover move. Textbook crossover move. We got a battle for third and a battle for the lead going on right now. Gabriel Wood will lead a lap this time by. Still fighting on with Andrew Payne, and right behind these two cats is the number 5 of Elwood and the 88 of Barnyards.
Both those cars tried to dive in there. Payne tried to get down on the inside. Elwood tried to get on the inside. It didn't work for Payne, but it might work for Elwood there in the number 5 machine.
Pretty good racing right here for the top 4 drivers, soon to be a top 5 drivers. Hopefully this is not a recipe for a 5-car wreck.
Washington has fallen all the way back to 6 after he put it in the wall. He was up front leading.
88 Barnyards might take it 3 wide here, splitting through the middle. There's plenty of room here at Auto Club to do that. He will kind of punch the 93 without contact out of the line. That would be Andrew Payne. Now Barnyards is going to go after Elwood for the 2nd spot. And sitting in that popcorn position is Dylan Jones in the 11.
Jones always fast, has 2 poles under his belt. Meanwhile, you can see the blue car up top of Barnyards and the 88 machine trying to get around the number 5 of Elwood.
Barnyards is doing, I mean, he's fighting on that higher line, trying to gain some speed on corner exit right now on the 5 of Elwood. Elwood just has that good speed on entrance, has the good stability of the car on the entrance control. But I think Barnyards comes right on back. These two drivers have been battling it out for the last 3 laps, side by side.
We continues to stay under green. There have been several spins, several brushes with the wall, but all the cars continue to stay straight. Remember, it's a race to get to lap 25. That's when the green and white checker will come out, and they'll be awarded points for the stage win. The pits will close on lap 23. Some of these drivers might be able to duck in, maybe get a lap, maybe get a pit stop in and stay on the lead lap. So we'll give a shout out there to Richie Hearn, our pit reporter, in a minute when we see if any of these guys try to duck in before the pits close. Look at the battle for 4th.
4th is going on, but I think there might be a challenge for the top spot eventually if that 88 decides to point out on entrance to the corner. He thought about it last time by entering turns 3 and 4, but I don't think he's got enough room going on to get that race lead. But 8th place is getting pretty heavy.
All right, now you have the train back here. We're looking at 8th place. Up in 6th is Jesse Abraham, Richard Reagan in 7th. There's David Washington. He was your leader before he put it in the wall in the number 98, trying to take that low line. Look up ahead, though. There goes the 46 of Regan.
Oh, we got a new leader.
And while that was going on, Barnyards makes the pass on Wood for now. The blue car out in front. I'm not sure Wood is happy with that one as he takes a peek down going into 3. Dives it in deep. They go side by side. Cialis bathtubs through 3 and 4. The momentum will probably go to the top side. Barnyards does get the run off.
Great run off by Barnyards, and look at Elwood. He wants to follow in the same footsteps as Barnyards, trying to utilize that higher line. And this is Auto Club can turn it into a multi-groove racetrack here on the sim of iRacing. So far it has.
The top 5 drivers continue to jockey for position. Let that settle down because there's a nice battle going back in behind. It looks like that's finally they're going to get into line. So now let's go back to where we were. How about back to 8th? This is Washington. Just got a little bit of Captain Bonwell.
Oh, clowns to the left of me, jokers to my right. Here I am in the middle. Hang on to her. Oh, trouble number 5. Or not number, yeah, that would be not number 5. Who was that back there?
Yeah, they're spinning. It's Campbell and the number 10 car of Ken Richardson. They spin off the racing line, and we stay green. Well, now, wait a minute. Richardson just backed his, or Campbell just backed his car out onto the track, and we still stay green. Boy, you know, the iRacing automatics, the automated race stewards, clearly they had a nice meal and a good night's sleep because they are in a very good mood. In no hurry to throw the yellow flag. Look at this. Now, Tanner, this I can understand staying green here because they fell off the racing line. But watch Campbell back his car right out onto the track.
Yeah, and usually with a small field like this here tonight, Bill, you know, if it was a bigger field, that would have been a caution. But since it's a smaller field and practically the entire field went around, you can back it up on the racetrack, and iRacing will not throw the caution flag since it's not in it's not in harm's way. So the sim doesn't think it's in anybody's way, so they keep it green.
I did not know that the automated race stewards were that intelligent. Let's go up front as they are side by side. That's the 5 car of Elwood underneath Faranyar's. Faranyar's having a good run, having a great season, just has not been able to get a lot of playoff points.
Elwood leads another lap this time by. This has actually been a battle for the last 2 laps between Faranyar's and Elwood.
And then Dylan Jones back in the Chef Andy machine. Boy, he's got to run.
Got to run, but nowhere to go with it.
I can report that Campbell is still racing, as is Ken Richardson.
Yeah, I thought that was the 5. I don't know why I thought the 5. Car numbers got me mixed up, but that was the 6 I was trying to call it, Gerald Campbell.
Wow. Right on board Jones. Elwood really squiggly. That settles down, and now Wood trying to make a move on the outside. I think they're beginning to, I talked about boxers feeling themselves out. I think they're getting their sweat on, is what boxers would say, and they're feeling a little more in rhythm out there as they're picking up.
Man, I tell you what, I'm going to have to ask Alan Elwood if he's been golfing recently, because he's left, right with that car.
Top 4 cars out in front. About 9/10 of a second back to Andrew Payne racing in 5th all by himself. Not on screen right now. There you can see him at the very back. See the 4 cars coming at you? That's Andrew Payne right behind.
Dylan Jones for the lead.
He dips it down in there.
Got the Raging Bull going on in that Ford Fusion there. Looks like, oh, he got a little loose, but loose is fast, and it got him the lead.
If you're fans of manufacturing, 3 Fords and 1 Chevy up front.
Looking at lap times here, Bill, since the drop of the green flag, even though we're completing 17 laps out of 100 with 83 to go, fastest lap time on track was a 40 flat. These drivers now are running in anywhere from 41.6s to 41.8s, so a second and a half or more of a loss of a lap time since the drop of the green flag. That is huge.
Working lap 18. They are getting to the point now, if you're close enough to the leaders, I'm not sure anybody is actually close enough to be able to duck in. You'll want to change 4 tires and take on enough fuel to get to the end of the next stage and still stay on the lead lap. That would be the strategy if you could do it. Here's somebody coming. Nope. Thought I saw Gerald Campbell coming in, but he's still out there racing. We ride on board with Alan Elwood.
See what he's in the popcorn, see if anything happens to the leaders up here, but this is a good idea to see what's going to happen and what line to take. Usually the lower you go coming off turn number 2, the looser the car can get. And man, Elwood loosen it, but he wants to go for second. Along with Dylan Jones, bump drafting the number 88 of Faranyar's down the bumpy back straightaway, entering turn number 3.
And boy, look at that 5 car get up there, then he thinks better of us as he checks up. They'll come across here. They're working lap number 20.
Oh, man. I bet the 5 of Alan Elwood is, every time he comes off a corner, that back end of the race car is just fishtailing it. And I bet he's getting on the radio to his boys and saying, boys, it's fun being this loose, but I don't think it's very productive.
Now, it's really interesting here. Remember, Dylan Jones is coming off a win last time. He's already locked himself into the playoffs. He's looking to get some more points. Meanwhile, though, the drivers with the most regular season points are Alan Elwood and Andrew Faranyar's, but neither one of those have picked up any playoff points. They've not been able to get a stage win or a race win so far. So this is an opportunity.
Oh, man, all over the back bumper. Sorry to cut you off. Dylan Jones is all over that back bumper, and Andrew Faranyar's just really fishtailed it and almost wrecked.
Boy, he was loose. Farnarts keeps the car going straight. Elwood back there watching from third. Only 16 entries tonight. They're all still on the lead lap. They're going to complete lap number 20. Give it to Andrew Farnyars.
I think Gerald Campbell, he's in 16th. He's about 32 seconds back. And I think he'll be able to stay on the lead lap because we're coming here with a few more laps till we hit the end of stage 1. And boy, what's some aggressive racing from the top 3 drivers right now. But it's exciting.
Now remember, there are 3 different series that the Simulation Stock Car Association sanctions. This is their top series, the Cup. They have to actually be officially entered in this series to score points. All 3 of our front runners are right now. These are all guys racing for the championship. Look at them fan out coming across the line. They're working lap 22. And now they come across, as I was a little behind, working lap 23. I was reviewing a replay. I forgot to fast forward my machine. This is when the pits are going to close.
Yep, yes it is. Yeah, I think with 25 to 25 apiece for the first 2 stages, and fuel window being, what was it, 33 to 38 laps? So I think that's too much for the tires. I think you're just going to have to wait out until the stage is done and then come in and get 4 tires and get back on out there for racing.
Well, here we go. They come across.
2 to go. For
lap 24.
2 to go. I think Elwood's kind of falling off the little pace here. I think he used up them tires. But Dylan Jones has been tucked underneath that back bumper of that 88 Ford of Andrew Farnyars. Now, if you win... Oh! Dylan Jones! Woo!
The 11 got very loose. He gathers it up. Good news is he'll have plenty of time to regain his composure. The 5 car of Elwood starts to run up now behind the 88.
Got the preferred groove, Elwood does. And Dylan Jones, he's got the fast but loose section on the bottom. Coming to the white flag of stage number 1. It's all Andrew Farnyards. If he can hold on, that's going to be a stage point for the playoffs. And plus 10 bonus points.
First time this season. Look at the run that Alan Elwood gets out of 2. If he can clear Jones, he might have a run.
Oh, contact!
They both spin. Jones goes to the inside. He gathers it up. Elwood loops the car. The caution comes out. Now Jones, in trying to get control of the car, he loses it. He's going to lose a ton of positions.
Oh, man. For all you Kevin Harvick fans, I think that 11 just pulled it, Kevin Harvick, down that back straightaway to the inside wall. But, man, this is the first caution of the night.
Coming around, winning the stage is Andrew Farnyars. We're going to go to the replay. A tough break for the 11 of Dylan Jones. Now he had it. This is where things went from bad to worse here.
Yeah, tapped. That was the slightest tap in the left rear quarter panel, and as loose as these cars are, it really got them both out of whack. And great saves, great driving by both drivers of Dylan Jones and Alan Elwood. But the great thing is, I don't see any major damage on either car. They can come down pit road and get 4 fresh tires and be on their way.
Here's the finishing order of the stage. Andrew Farnyars, Gabriel Wood, Andrew Payne, Richard Regan, Kyle Kammer, Alan Elwood, Eric Stanford, David Washington, your pole sitter in 8th, Ellery Queen, going to pick up a point. 2 points, actually, and Jesse Ann Abraham, finishing in 10th, will pick up 1 regular season point. And the first playoff point of the season, finally, to Andrew Farnyars. Richie Hearn, here they come.
Yeah, I've got them. I'm watching them. Obviously, tires are going to be king here, so I don't expect anybody to take anything but 4 tires.
Yeah, I completely agree.
They are all in. All drivers were on the lead lap. Now, maybe if you're a driver in the back, you might consider short filling just to be able to go the 25 laps for this next stage. Maybe steal yourself some stage points. Let's see how it plays out.
Ooh, 56. That was Josh Bonwell. Really overshot his pit box. It's going to cost him a lot of time on pit road. And now Farnyard's out and away, and along with the 00 of Gabriel Wood.
A lot of guys just taking their time. Richie is a real world driver. I bet you after a while, once you've seen that the pit stop has gone south, you just kind of, all right, boys, let's just get it done right, huh?
Yeah, usually at this stage of the race, you know, some nerves are happening, and you know, it's just a matter of just getting through it and just trying to stay on the lead lap, which is easy to do under yellow, and just kind of regroup for the next one.
Did you ever yell at your pit crew in real life?
Many, many times. I yelled at a lot of drivers as well for blocking me in and things like that. I was definitely not one to listen to on the radio if you were worried about cuss words.
Are the pit crew a forgiving bunch for the most part? Do they let the driver have kind of carte blanche to chew them out and it's all good afterwards?
It's a little give and take, you know. I mean, you have to realize if you make a mistake, they're going to get on you as well. But you know, usually you got to be pretty resilient and just kind of everybody's in the heat of the moment and know there's the big picture.
Well, the series organizers got this done really quick. I was expecting the lights to stay on the pace car and we'll go around one more time, but they're off, so we're not going to have time to take a break. Let's talk about how you score some points in this series. We can bring up the graphic here that talks about the point system. Regular season points, the winner gets 43, and then it decreases by 1 point all the way down to the final finishing order. If you're finish 43rd, you're going to get 1. Good news when you have a small field like this, you're going to score big points no matter where you finish. And then there are the stage points. They score from 10 points for first down to 1 point for 10th. And those regular season points are very important for the playoff. The driver with the most regular season points after the 17 races gets 15 playoff points. That's a load of playoff points to take into the 7th race playoff. Okay, it is the 88 of Andrew Farnyards up in front. He'll be controlling the field. The familiar 00 of Gabriel Wood on the outside. Row 2 is Andrew Payne and Alan Elwood. Really no surprises up there. That's who we saw at the front of the field right before it finished up for the last stage. Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug makes you want to holler, hi-da-ho! The second stage is underway, and it is Andrew Farnyards jumping out to the lead.
Man, I don't know how many racers on iRacing use the restart box, because usually when the pace car goes in, it's their discretion when to go. But I tell you what, my point is, Andrew Farnyards got on that loud pedal, and he is gone.
Wood on the top side, making a little hay, as is Alan Elwood. Stuck down low is Andrew Payne, looking to find his way in there, I think, or is he going to challenge for third? Looks like he's going to see what he can do with that 93.
So far, I mean, you got fresh tires. You can probably use them up just a little bit, but you don't want to use the tires up to its full extent. Been running in the top 10 all day. I should say top 5 so far. I mean, he started second, currently in 4th. Looks like everybody's getting single file here. But by the way, Dylan Jones actually got an EOL penalty for that incident, so he's going to be coming from the back.
And Michael Snow, the race control, coming over the field, warning the drivers about lane changing before they cross the finish line on restarts. Nobody getting a penalty now, but a nice warning from him saying, let's behave. And here at Elwood, making a move on Wood.
I don't think there isn't any wooden chalk this time there, Soup.
Tanner, what do you think? It looks like both lines are pretty competitive, both the high and the low line.
Yeah, I just seen the 93 Andrew Payne hit the wall there, but he looks like he's okay. But yeah, you say they're really competitive. I think they're really competitive when we have the fresher tires. When the tires start to go away just a little bit, I think the groove up in that middle groove right there is going to be the fastest way, just because on corner exit. And Abraham here, Jesse Abraham in 8th spot, number 97, is on the bottom side of the racetrack, trying to shoot for Kyle Kamer for 7th, and right behind him would be the 62 of Ellery Queen. Right now, we're on fresh tires, and they seem pretty even right now, right, Soup? So when they come off the corner, you know, nobody's all in a handling loosey car. But when the tires start to go away, you know, depending upon how hard you're driving the car and how much you're getting into the throttle, because yeah, that means a lot, is how much when you get into the throttle. iRacing literally registers that. You know, it just depends how much the tires really wear. So we'll have to see, and give him another 5-10 laps.
Abraham started to drift up into Cameron, had to get off, and he checks up. Now he loses a lot of momentum. He's not going to get the pass made on Cameron, and he's going to lose his position as well to Washington. And then on the top side, that's the 62 car up there of Ellery Queen.
Ooh, Washington really loose on the high side. Dylan Jones coming from the back of the pack. Might take a 3 wide here. We are in a 3 wide situation here with Abraham in the middle. Looks like Jones kind of backed off that 3 wide scenario a little bit, even though he had the run. Smart racing. You got David Washington, who's our pole sitter.
Jones qualified 6th, trying to get back up where he was before. And like Tanner said, he's back there racing with the 98 of Washington, the pole sitter. Now, Washington, though, had the car in the wall. It really hasn't been that competitive since. Watch the 11, though, on the outside, right behind Washington.
Usually when you're usually when you're running here at Auto Club Soup, you're usually trying to set up for the when you set up the entrance for like turn 1 that they're going to be coming down here shortly. You're kind of setting that whole entire corner up for that back straightaway. Carry as much speed as you can. Try to get in the throttle as early as you can to carry that momentum so you can get past somebody.
Richie, what do you know?
Yeah, just watching this battle between the 11 and the 98, you notice that 98 does have some rear end damage, so it's kind of letting this 11 go by. He's suffering a little bit on the top speed there.
Yeah, Washington again. That's our pole sitter. That the car just doesn't seem to be right. He's got foxtail on the front logo there on his hood.
Yeah, I think ever since he hit that wall as the race leader in the early part of the race, that car has just not been the same. It can affect your aerodynamics. Yeah, so far it doesn't. I'm not seeing any evidence that it's affecting his aerodynamics. But another key part that when you hit the wall here on iRacing in a Monster Energy Cup car is that it can also affect the handling on that race car. It may not be handling the same way as it did when he was the race leader.
Talking of handling, remember these are all fixed setup cars. Everybody has the same car underneath them. Some are Ford, some are Chevy, some are Toyotas, but pretty much it's the same thing underneath them. So it's really in the hands of the drivers to bring this car home.
It definitely is, and I remember how sensitive it used to be to where you hit the wall just enough to where it would knock the toe out. It's been better in recent builds, but you can still really knock out that toe. I've driven and finished a race with a toe knocked out before.
We've done some races where, honestly, we've seen some banged up cars. They almost look like they race better sometimes that way, especially if you're doing a short track.
Sometimes, yeah, but and that's the difference between a track like this and a track like Bristol. Bristol aerodynamics is not too much. Handling, possibly, but you can beat and bang at Martinsville or Bristol. Here, it's more sensitive. Nothing's changed up front here, Soup. It's been all Andrew Farnyards, but I tell you what, circle him right now. Alan Elwood, he's hunting them.
Elwood sitting back there was not able to get the stage win. Would like to get the second stage win if he could. Alan Elwood from Forest, Ohio. He's a technical support specialist.
I'm trying to see. I don't know if you can see it, Soup or Richie, but that left front quarter panel by the left front tire, does that 5 car have some kind of damage?
Director will try to zoom in here and see if we can find a shot of that.
I could be wrong. Yeah, he does. Okay, so my eyes are not deceiving me. Just a little bit.
Well, his sponsor is Elwood Design Performance Powder Coating, so just give that a little spray. That'll just buff out. Racing in second, trying to run down Fernyars.
I don't remember, other than the left rear quarter panel contact of Elwood, I don't remember him hitting anything or anybody. It may have been a previous incident before the caution flag. But I tell you what, that car is always in the wall there. Sparks came out, but we're still keeping in taps with the race leader down the back straightaway. We're hunting for that race lead, despite being fender damaged and loosey-goosey.
Look at that Dougie Beer shot as they come right at you. Really gets you a perspective of the speed and how big Fontana really is.
It's a really big racetrack, and I know usually the in-sim on iRacing and pictures on the internet do not do justice, but from what I've heard, if you go out there to Fontana, California, it is much, much, much bigger than what you see in a sim.
It's at the foothill of the San Gabriel Mountains. Let's go back to 6th position. This is the always fast Dylan Jones in the 11th. He is working on the 93 of Andrew Payne. Trying as he might now, he takes it down in there into 3. Looking to see, we might have had a spin from somebody. I can't pick it up. Might have been Campbell.
Oh yeah, it was Campbell. He got loose coming off the corner. Totally didn't spin out. He was just really loose.
Boy, he has had a tough day. There you see the tail end of it. Richie Hearn, when you raced here, they didn't have all that pavement down there, did they?
No, they didn't. It was grass, and unfortunately, that's what caused some unfortunate incidences in the past. And you know, it's just one of those things that you learn as you go, and you know, pavement stops better than grass.
Yeah.
Man, thank the good Lord they paved that back straight, because if that was grass back there, it would have been a whole different story for that number 6 of Jared Campbell.
Looking at this battle, I believe that is, well, there's for second. Let's go back to 6th again. Here comes Dylan Jones. He continues to work on Kyle Kammer.
Actually, he is. He's passed him in that number 8. He's up in the top 5 already, Dylan Jones.
Had Kyle on last race, asked him the proper pronunciation of that last name. He said, as he's right up on the back of Jones, he said, "Soup, it's Kammer like hammer." So right now, and it was almost Kammer giving the hammer to the 11 of Jones there.
Yeah, he literally thought about giving him the hammer down turn 3 and 4. And if he really gave him the hammer, he would have been spinning.
Alan Elwood still just minding his position in second. They work lap 44 right now.
Yeah, he hasn't escaped from Farnyards has not escaped from Elwood. The only difference between those two drivers is 0.2 of a second, and then you got to go about almost 2 seconds back to Gabriel Wood in 3rd.
Oh, let's go to Gerald Campbell. This time things did not go as well for him. Let's see if we can find this one. Same thing. Concrete or grass made no difference on this one. He takes it off the outside wall.
Oh.
And once he goes to the outside, it comes back across. Ouch.
Overcorrected and pinballed into the infield, right into the safer barrier wall. That is a hard lick.
No fast repairs here in the AdPro Cup Series, so that should be enough to end his day early here in Fontana.
It did. Campbell took a tow to the garage.
Bad news is his day is done. The good news is he will receive, I believe, 16th place points unless there is a certain distance requirement that I'm not aware of in the rules. We've talked about the leaders. You see them right there. You can see in the back, right behind them, there's a battle between Gabriel Wood and a driver we have not talked a lot about, Richard Regan in the 46 machine.
And Richard Regan has been strong all day since the drop of the green flag, because we are going to be coming to 4 laps, well, actually 4 laps right now away until the end of stage number 2. But I tell you what, Richard Regan started 11th, right now in 4th, trying to maybe go for another spot. That would be a battle for 3rd between him and Gabriel Wood of the 00. But Richard Regan, he's got a clean car. It's just been a steady pace for that number 46 guys over there. And right now he's going to challenge for the 3rd spot on the speedway and go for more.
Takes it in nice and strong into 3. Let's see if the 46 will stick then. Oh, it does. He looks real comfortable. He's going to bring it up. Is there going to be momentum for Wood? Wood's about a half car length back. Let's see what he gets coming off of 4. Don't think it's going to happen.
Nice pass.
What we'll do when we cover the finish of this stage, we'll show you the leaders and we'll jump right back to 3rd and see how that plays out. And we just follow up that there is no distance requirement for points, so that's the good news for Gerald Campbell. But Gerald Campbell is not one of the official drivers here today, so the bad news is he won't get points. If he were to get points.
Man, that 46, Richard Regan, man, fishtailed hardcore coming off turn number 4. That's going to allow Gabriel Wood to challenge for 3rd with 2 laps to go until the end of stage number 2.
Gabriel gets that spot. All that nonsense going on between those guys has let Dylan Jones. Remember, that 11 car is fast. We'll keep an eye on that. A battle. Let's stay on 3rd again, because here comes the 46 of Richard Regan down low again.
Regan using that same line, the same way how he got 3rd place from Gabriel Wood. So far, it's a little bit of a better entrance of a corner and exit for the 00 of Gabriel Wood. Carrying speed down the back straightaway to the line. It's going to be Regan on this white flag lap of stage number 2.
So let's go up front, because here comes Elwood with a great dive out of 2. Boy, he's all over the back of Farron-Yards. The 88 car trying to be as wide as a Julia Roberts smile. The number 5 car has the momentum with the run. He's going to dive it down into 3. Staying up top is Farron-Yards. You can have the low line. Now he drives it down. Coming out of 4, I don't think there's going to be enough time. I think it's going to be 2 stages in a row for the number 88. Give the stage win to Farron-Yards. Back to 3rd. Here they come. It's a 3 wide. It's Wood. Gets the best of Regan. Right in the mix was Jones. Woohoo!
Oh, man. If only the checkers came out.
Kyle Kammer gets 6th. Eric Sanford gets 7th place stage points. Your pole sitter, David Washington, 8th. Andrew Payne, 9th. And the detective, Ellery Queen, gets 10th.
That was some fantastic racing by the top 5 drivers, and I'm really looking forward to more of that in the final round. But I'm curious, though. The final round of the stage is going to be much different, because it's 50 laps more than just your regular 25 laps. So, and I think Elwood can catch Farron-Yards before that checkered flag. But so far, we've been technically good green flag racing since the drop of the green flag.
The yellow flag is out. We expect all the drivers to probably come down and take a full load of fuel and 4 tires. We'll stay with you until the pit stops. All right, Richie Hearn. Let's say you're a driver in the back like Josh Bonwell or Jesse Abraham. Do you consider maybe short filling to at least get some track position and and maybe make it up later?
Yeah, honestly, you know, watching this stuff, it looks like about 18 laps and the tires are garbage. So I'm going to fill up as long as it takes me to take tires, because that's going to be the key. There's no way you can go a full tank of gas without changing tires.
Got it.
Yeah, I completely agree. Just get the 4 fresh tires, fill that thing up with fuel, and go from there. But we will have a green flag pit stop should we stay green for the final stage.
See, then I'm different. Go ahead, Richie.
Yeah, I was just going to say, absolutely, I was feeling the same way. They're never going to make it to the end without changing for another set.
Well, then if I'm Ellery Queen back there racing in 10th right now, I tell my guys, fill me up all the way. I'm going to stay out. I'm going to lead a few laps. When these guys come in, if they don't fill it up with fuel,
yeah.
I'm going to stay
If
out.
I can say one thing, watching the 5, the second place car came in, he had to do 3-point turn to get into his box, so he's going to lose some positions coming out of here.
Losing positions, I think the 11 totally miscued his pit stall drastically by hitting the inside of the pit wall. He undershot it, actually. Actually, he couldn't. He was in his pit box. It was just not centered right.
And they all come out. The leader of the car coming out was the leader of the car coming in, Andrew Ferrignars. What we're going to do right now on the Global Sim Racing Channel is take a short break, but we'll be back before we go green. Sanctioned by the Simulation Stock Car Association, you're watching the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of the AdPro 360 Cup Series, Round 4, from Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California. It's the Beaumonte Landscape and Design 200. You might think that it was brought to you by Chef Andy as much as that number 88 Spoutzer car has been out there in front. And of course, I'm talking about Andrew Farnyards. He picked up the Stage 1 win. He picked up the Stage 2 win. He's on the pole, ready to go 100 laps. Or sorry, 50 laps for the final stage. He's on the gas. Let's get it underway. The 88 is out in front. Wood right in the middle. The 46 machine down below. That is Richard Regan. Regan gets into second.
Regan going for second. This would be the highest position he has been all race long, but check out behind the two cats of Gabriel Wood and Richard Regan. Our pole sitter, David Washington's back in the top 5.
Washington back with that wounded car. Maybe they were able to bang it out a little bit when they were in there.
I'm sure, but there's a ton of activity going around the 62 back there of Ellery Queen. Holy, a lot of cats fighting for position.
Ellery Queen out in front in the 62 of that. They race kind of in diamond position.
Oh,
He gets turned.
The 5's involved. Oh my goodness. Who almost got, man, that 62 Ellery Queen almost got T-boned.
Alan Elwood being really aggressive on the inside of Detective Ellery Queen. Got into him, turned him, Queen spins off the track, came right back in front. Dylan Jones just missed him. I think actually probably got a part of him.
Actually, he just missed him, but he got rear-ended in the aftermath.
We'll go on board with Alan Elwood. This is the guy that, well, depending on your point of view, started it all. Did he get into Ellery Queen? Did Ellery Queen come down on him?
No, we're in a 3-wide situation right here, going down the front stretch, past the start-finish line here. Plenty of room on track. Oh, he came up just a little bit, clipped that left rear quarter panel. And usually when you come up like that, you're trying to set yourself up for the corner of the racetrack.
So I gave Ellery Queen some advice in the pits to fill it up long and stay out there, lead some laps. Not going to matter now as he bangs the engine compartment into the outside wall. The 62 looks really injured.
He does, but man, Dylan Jones, man, just squeaked by. He has some left rear damage, but it's not heavy though. I mean, very minor left rear damage should not affect the aerodynamics of that number 11.
Richie Hearn, you got some takers.
I do have some takers, and looks like we got a little mixed bag here. We got the first car, we got the pole sitter in, also number 5 in. So according to my numbers, they should have 2 sets left, and you know, we'll see how this plays out.
They didn't get a lot of green flag racing, about 4 laps, I think. Maybe not even that much, maybe 3 when we actually went yellow again. So here's who stayed out. Richard Regan, Gabriel Wood, Andrew Payne.
Seen some damage on Richard Regan's part on the nose, all crinkled up, but down on pit road, pretty busy.
No surprise, Andrew Farnyards out front again. First out of the pits.
I didn't see anybody take 2 tires. Did Richie see anybody take 2 tires?
No, I haven't seen anybody 2 tires, and honestly, I think that would just be suicide. You might as well just take the whole set.
Absolutely.
Should have plenty to play with.
I'm interested in seeing how the 5 works out here, because he's pretty fast, new tires, got a little damage in the rear end, though.
Does he have damage? I think he may have damage too in that right front there, just a little bit.
I believe he's got a little bit of Ellery Queen's paint on that right front. That may be what's throwing us off. So if you're scoring at home, or if you're watching alone, here's the drivers that are on a long pit run. It is Regan, Wood, Payne, Bonwell, Kammer. In fact, are there some more guys coming?
Number, I think there was the 41 of Robert McFarland down pit road.
McFarland, yeah. Regan Wood, Payne, Bonwell, Kammer, and Abraham, your top 6 drivers. Barnyards, Washington, Richardson, Stanford, Elwood, Ray Ricker, Richard, they all came in. Now, I think as they get really close now, the fuel window was 38 laps.
Yeah.
Start to get to the point where fill me up all the way and I'll nurse it on old rubber. I'll come across on the rims, on fuel in the rims. Get the win that way.
Well, I tell you what, Soup, if you're in the back of the pack and you have minor to no damage at all, come on in right now and top that thing off. I mean, we should get the 1-to-go signal this upcoming time by. And if you're in the back of the pack like Dylan Jones and them drivers, come on in and top that thing off. And when you get back out and you catch them, maybe try clutching a little bit to save a little extra fuel as much as you can. And time to go back racing, but we're just outside of that box, and I don't know if anybody can make it. It'll be a stretch, but we'll just have to wait and see.
We're going to go around one more time. Basically, at every Back Marker United meeting around the globe, this is basically our Back Marker United prayer that we give at the end of every one of our meetings. Lord, please let it be a fuel race with me at the back. If you're a driver back there that doesn't have pace, well, not Dylan Jones, obviously, but one of these guys that's having a hard time keeping up. Let's take Ray Richard, for example. Come on in. Fill me up.
It's what? Dylan Jones on pit road? Fill me up.
Now, Dylan Jones doesn't apply because he has pace. He can win this one on his own. If he's...
They topped it off, and he's out. So, and we got 40 laps to go. And what was the pit window? It was like 33 to 38 laps.
33 to 38. Richie Hearn, I see no reason to come in for that stop unless you're filling it up and want to go the distance.
Well, yeah, just going off what you're saying, I mean, if it's that close and there's only 16 cars, why not? If you got a fast car, you're going to get to the front either way. But honestly, I don't see these guys going this long without having to change tires. Otherwise, they're going to be hanging on for dear life.
Yep. I mean, you got to manage your tires a little bit, but if you're in the back of the pack, try to save as much as you can. Don't try to battle and get up towards the front ASAP. You never know. The way this race has been going, it's not been a wreckfest of a race, so you could probably just save a little bit and see what other drivers do.
Page 17 of the GSRC Commentator's Handbook. Please install drama whenever possible. So now you have it. Drivers on multi-strategies. Again, if you're scoring at home, circle number 11. Dylan Jones able to go the distance from here. Pace car is in. And for the first time this race, we got a new car driving him across into corner number 1. It's Richard Regan Jr.
Good gap over Gabriel Wood and everybody else trying to get into a single file position. But how about Farnyar's back there or who's that back there in that blue car on the bottom? That is Farnyar's. Farnyar's.
Only car out here in that fluorescent blue color. Right now, it's a bunch of 8s going at it. The 8 of Kyle Kammer being chased by the 88 of Andrew Farnyar's.
Washington of the 98.
Farnyar's with fresher tires. Kammer on about 6 or 7 laps older tires. The 88 is fast, the 88 is feeling good, and now he dips below the 56. He's coming. Josh Bonwell. .56 falls back one more spot. Here comes Chef Andy.
Hey, there goes Andrew Payne for second place on Gabriel Wood.
Well, he tried it, but that 00 has the momentum off of 4.
He's still staking on that bottom with them 4 fresh Goodyears. Them stickers are working out real fine to the line. I think Gabriel got him. Okay, maybe 3/4 of an inch, but still got him.
Right behind him, Andrew Farnar saying, "You boys, you keep playing, because here I come."
Man, and that blue machine is like looking at Jaws come at you. Look at 93, left, right, in the middle like that, being 3 wide. 88 took a reverse of action, got down by the white line, came right back up. Now he wants to go for more on Gabriel Wood. That seems like Wood's preferred line on corner exit. That's fine. Oh, he may have just maybe kissed or brushed the wall ever so slightly. Barnyards to second.
Richie Hearn, you talked about what new tires will do. I think the 88 just showed you what you can do. He's fast and feeling good.
Absolutely. I was just thinking the same thing. And, you know, the guy in the lead, he's just a sitting duck. And even the 98 is coming up there as well. So we'll see how this plays out.
The 98 that Richie talked about is David Washington. He also has those new tires. You know he's fast. He's our pole sitter. The only question we have about him is how much damage does he have to the car? But he's had several pit stops between the time he got the damage and now.
I'm sure it amazes many on how much of a difference 3 to 4 laps of tires can really, how much of a difference that is.
The next car with fresh tires races in 9th. It's Alan Elwood.
And Elwood would be Dylan Jones. These guys ain't moving up as quick as I thought they would be. Maybe a little bit of conservative going on. Maybe especially from that 11 car, Dylan Jones.
As much as I'd like to cover the racing going on that we're on for 3rd right now, or actually back there for 10th, I'm worried so much that we're going to miss the pass for the lead because Farnyards is so fast. Whoa, he dives him down in there. He was about 6 car lengths back, got it to about 1 car length going into 1. I would expect him to have a Tanner. I think the 88's going to have him going into 1 next time around.
He's gonna, if he hits 3 and 4 just right. Oh, he hit the entrance of turn 3 just perfect. Got towards that back bumper. If he can hit the exit of the corner just right, he'll get him down turn number 1. A little bit of a better run for Richard Regan. But if I'm in that 46 car and I'm driving it, all I'm hearing is that Jaws theme going off. I mean, looking at rearview mirror, you got that blue car coming right at you. Here he goes, down turn 1. You call it, Soup. I didn't think he was going to be there to get him.
He's there. He's going to have to work a little harder than I thought. Coming out of 2, he'll have the inside line.
He's going to give him 3 and 4. He will get him in 3 and 4.
Yeah, and Regan has nothing for him. Try as he might to get some bite off of 4. I don't think that's going to happen. So, Barnyards out in front. Remember, there are pit stops for everybody except maybe the driver in the back.
Oh, what happened to Cam? Oh, caution! Washington, pole sitter, David Washington.
Washington, and it was, oh, Andrew Payne gave him a little tap, enough to turn him. Jesse Abraham with a great move down to the inside. Okay, here's Payne on the inside.
Oh. Oh, man. That number 97 just squeaked by Jesse Abraham.
Abraham. Now watch Abraham. Where am I going to go? He decides to go low. And he gets it. Whew. We'll ride on board. Jesse, you be the driver. You pick the racing line.
All right, coming off turn number 4. Don't see any activity. I do see a car coming down pit road. Let's see what's going to happen down the front straightaway.
My AJ Foyt rule of thumb is aim towards the spinning car. By the time you get there, it won't be there.
Yeah, I mean, usually you got about a millisecond to make a decision on where you're going to go.
Now, Kammer made a stop. Is he on the same lap as these guys? He is?
He was on the lead lap when he went down pit road.
Well, now, though, he's behind Farner. So See
Why
here.
why would the 88 be in front of the 8 like
Yeah,
that?
no, I believe Cameron was a lap down by one car. It just hadn't registered yet. I think he was stuck behind the leader. And right now he'll get the wave around, but these guys should all come out. That's my guess. Boy, he was so close. If he just could have been ahead, if I have this right, if he just could have been ahead of Farnyards, he'd be sitting pretty right now for sure. I could be wrong though.
Okay, yeah, if Farnyards did beat him to that pit exit line, which put him a lap down.
Ellery Queen gets the lucky dog. Yeah, and camera has shown the last car on the lead lap. Boy, he almost made it work.
Yeah, he would have made it work too. All he had to do, and he was getting out of his pit box, but he can't go no faster than 55 miles an hour compared to the race leader who's going about 190 miles an hour trying to catch the pace car. Just could not beat the leader to the exit to the pit line.
But Richie, is all kind of nonsense if you kind of play around for track position. Even if Kyle Kammer were to be able to be up there with the way tires are, you just can't afford to fool around.
No, and honestly, I don't think he's really been fast enough to run up front. The big thing is, you know, the 88 and I believe Richard Reagan in the 46. The 88, I think, took their last tires, but the 46 has one more set. So if we get another yellow, that might hurt the 88 quite a bit.
The guy who did stay out, and we talked about it earlier, was Mr. Top-Off, Dylan Jones. He did not come in. He can go the distance, especially now with these yellow flags. Ray Richter comes in. Richard comes in.
And I believe Dylan Jones, the 11 car, he stayed out, but he still has one more set. So, you know, he's in a good spot. If another yellow comes out, he's got one more set of tires, and it's all about the tires.
Little race control as they try to get everybody sorted out. Well, we know that the 11 is fast, but he's been out there for a while on 10-lap longer tires than the rest of these guys. As we look at the pace car, the lights are still on while race control tries to get everybody sorted out. Let's go ahead and take a short break. We'll be back before we go to green. Welcome back to the Global SimRacing Channel's coverage of the AdPro 200, the Bramante 200, round 4 from Auto Club Speedway. This has become a strategic race. It's all about fuel, it's all about tires, and it's all about how many tires you have left. We believe Dylan Jones can go the distance, as most everybody can. Dylan Jones is going to be slow, but he's one of the only drivers that still has us 4 sets of fresh tires. He's looking for another yellow flag so he can come in, get some fresh rubber, and then show these guys what that 11 car can do. We think everybody else has used them all up. The lights are off. The pace car pulls in. 28 laps to go. 27 when they cross the line. And it is Dylan Jones. Boy, he gets a good start. Old rubber or not. The 11 car is out in front. The man who has been dominant all race long. Andrew Farnyar's right behind in that fluorescent blue 88. Look at the 46 diving in deeper than Confucius in a submarine. That's Richard Regan. He cannot make it stick.
Oh man, that got scary. Here we go. Battle for the top spot. 88. Farnyard's going to take the lead before I can say it.
Boy, the 46 is really good on corner entry. Now the 11 starts to fall. That's really not important. He really doesn't care. It's the 88 out in front. The 46 right behind him. The 11 continues to fall of Dylan Jones. What he needs to do is have this race go green for another, I'd say 10 or 15 laps. And then have a timely yellow come out where he can come in, get some fresh rubber when everybody else has used up all their tires, and he can run through the field.
Yeah, battling with Gabriel Wood. That's Elwood. Holy cow. Where'd he come from?
Wood in the 00 in third position. In fourth position, right behind him, Eric Stanton. Elwood up in third in the number 5 machine.
Yeah, Elwood's back. Probably hit everything but the snack bar, but I tell you what, still running and trucking. Not really seeing very minor damage on that 5 car, surprisingly. Now he's just got to gun down Richard Regan and really try to gun down Farnyards, because remember, Elwood was just as good as Farnyards earlier in the race.
Farnyards, Regan, Elwood, Gabriel Wood, Eric Stanford, your top 5. You have not talked much about Stanford. You can see him there. He's the car on the inside, taking a peek in the 19 machine. Now seeing what he can do on the top side. Working both sides of the street like a jaywalking mailman. Another Chef Andy car. The 19 of Eric Stanford. He's got a good run off of 2. Dives it in. Underwood. Should be able to make that stick. Look at behind. That's your pole sitter in the 98, Eric Washington. Ken Richardson on the outside in the 10.
Oh, Washington's, yeah, he's another driver that's seen everything today. Trying to hang on. And you got Josh Bonwell, who's had an eventful day as well. Battling that number 10 of Ken Richardson.
16 drivers entered the race. 15 are still racing. All of them, thanks to the lucky dog, still on the lead lap. You might want to ask what happened to Dylan Jones. Well, the 11 car, as expected, has fallen back into 11th position.
Elwood looking for second on the outside row, entering turn number 1. And I tell you what, Richard Regan, he's going to play defense right here. He's been playing defense. He knows Elwood's fast. He's trying to hold him off. Little loose, coming off corner exit. That's going to give the hand over the momentum to Elwood. Is Elwood going to decide to hop out of line? Yes, he will. Entering turn number 3. Battle for second place.
Cannot finish the job. Coming out of 4, he does a slide job up in front of the 46. He gets it. And now, the interval from the leader back to second place. Farnyards to Elwood, about almost 3/10 of a second. Elwood closing the gap like David Letterman's dentist right now. He is a comet. Running down Andrew Farnyards.
Hunting him down. Actually, he might get a better corner right here. Just a little bit.
Both of these guys on the same age of tires, we believe. We also believe that there are no extra sets left for them. Elwood was able to chop off 1/10 of a second.
Maybe he had to shake the steering wheel just a little bit, coming off turn number 2. I mean, as the run goes on, I do believe Elwood is just as good as Farnyar's is.
Now, a driver who has only made 3 stops as well is Richard Regan, back in 3rd. He'll have a set of tires. But right now, it's all up front. Here comes Elwood. Looking to the outside.
Ooh, they get so close to that wall off corner exit there. Now, as Elwood's all done with sets of tires, right?
Yeah, I believe Elwood and Farnyar's are both out of tires. What they do not want to see right now is a yellow flag. With 19 laps to go, they got a shot at it of this thing staying green. These drivers have a notorious reputation for finishing under a green flag, both in this series and in the sister series that races the B car.
Oh, would that be a disastrous if we have the first green-white checkered of the season, especially when you're out of sets of tires?
Washington, Stanford, and Wood race 3rd, 4th, and 5th. You can see them at the back of your screen, but right now our attention is up on the front. Now there we go, back to those guys. They race single file behind. This is Josh Bonwell in the middle of the road in the 56 car. Just got passed by Andrew Payne. Payne has made 3 stops so far, so he should have 1 set of tires left. Uh-oh, there's Gabriel Wood, very slow.
Did he hit the wall?
Looking at Gabriel Wood, what might have happened to him? Oh, I don't...
Just loose.
Yeah, I don't see him hitting the wall. He was just loose coming out of 4.
Oh, yeah, he clipped too much of that apron entering turn number 2, and it just really upset the car, got him severely sideways.
He's been strong all race. He's now back in 8th, fighting with Josh Bonwell.
Fighting the car.
Yeah, probably fighting the car more than Bonwell. Up in front, the gap has leveled out. Once Elwood got there, that's where it kind of ended. My dad always used to say, passing a car is like milking the rooster. The hard part starts after you catch it. Well, that's kind of what's happened right now to Alan Elwood. Trying to get a little rooster milk out of Andrew Farnyar's.
He's trying, man. I can really tell Elwood's trying. I'm just curious because we got a little ways to go to the end. It ain't over till it's over. Looks like Farnyar's just a little more looser than what Elwood is. But loose is fast, and we know how good Farnyar's is. Farnyar's is trying to go for the dominating performance on leading the most laps, winning both stages.
We continue to look at that one. Let's drop back to 6th. Joe Peak, our director, and peek in on Jesse Abraham and Andrew Payne. Payne right now is being just that to Jesse Abraham as he tries to negotiate around him, can't get it done. "14 laps to go."
Oh, yeah, Payne kissed the wall.
Will we stay green? Will the yellow come out and let some of these guys come in, get fresh rubber that they've wasted? If you've ever watched Survivor and you got yourself an immunity idol and they send you home before you use it, that's kind of what's going on with some of these drivers that have tires waiting for them in pit lane if only they could get there.
A lot of times that irritates a driver too when you know, you feel like you can't drive the thing anymore and the tires are all worn out and you want to hit the pit road, but you know you come down to the end of the race like this. Oh, that really frustrates and irritates a driver in that car, but they got to get to the end here.
You talk about Dylan Jones, we know he's fast. He's got to be yelling at his pit crew, why did I not get to come in and why didn't I get 4 tires like if he racing up front?
Well, he had to go for that track position. I mean, a track position is a good key point here at Auto Club. Sometimes you know, you make decisions to whether to pit or not, and you make your bed, and now you got to lie in it.
Perignyars and Elwood. Elwood closes in again, pulls into about a car length back.
Man.
Tanner, the track is so wide, he shouldn't. Arrow push really shouldn't be an issue here, right? He should be able to find a line that he can race and get clear air, right?
Well, you could, but it all depends on how the car is handling. When you come off the corner of the exit like turn 2 and turn 4, you have to wash it out to the wall, because if you don't and you try to pull it towards the yellow line or the white line, it's going to get loose, and sometimes there's a push on corner exit, and here he goes right now.
Closest he has been so far. Again, really good on corner entry. He's able to dive it in there. Now, what kind of drive that we can get off? The 88 seems to be a little bit loose coming off of 4. They come down the main straight. Cialis bathtubs across the line. It is still Andrew Perignyars taking it in to the first corner.
10 laps to go, and I tell you what, Elwood wants that race lead. He is tired of riding in the tracks of Andrew Farnyards, and he is also tired of being in that dirty air back there. Right now, coming off, they're both even coming off the corner of the exit. Farnyards really being aggressive, trying to hold on to his own race car to keep the race lead. So far, it's been the higher groove that has been the preferred groove. That's where the tires like to be. Andrew Farnyards in the 88 likes it. Elwood trying to push a little pressure on him, but I think, yes, he does. Farnyards will get the race lead right on back.
Boy, try as he might, Elwood gave it everything he could.
Yeah, you're going to get that arrow push that I was just talking about there, Soup, coming on corner exit, and you just seen last time by in 3 and 4, they almost doored. That was just because the car of number 5 of Alan Elwood, you know, his car is telling him, man, I gotta wash up a little bit. You know, the car's tight. You know, and he's like, can't wash up. The car's right on the outside. So he's trying to maintain everything he can not to wash up on Farnyards.
Right now, there are so many drivers with a set of tires in pit lane that are thinking about rivers in China, ribbons around old oak trees, and roses in Texas. Something yellow is what they want. Not going to happen as they come across the line. That's the leaders working lap 93. 8 to go.
These guys, if these two cats for the race lead is going to battle once again, watch out for that 3rd place car, because he's only about a second off from the race lead, and that is Richard Regan.
Tanner, do you think Elwood has to settle down a little bit? Did he make his tires a little angry? Can they cool off and take another run at it?
Yeah, absolutely. When you're driving side by side like that, especially on Orin tires like this, the tire, because you're pushing up so much on corner exit every time, the tires get so angry at you, and sometimes you have to, and when you don't get them, you have to back off and try to get them again. And you just got to follow right into his footsteps. The goal is trying to get the run on corner exit on the guy so you can be side by side with him, and hopefully it all pans out on the next time by you come off of a corner.
I hate to bring this up because we don't want to see it, but remember, this series has the unique rule of the green-white checker. They do not have to worry about the yellow flag ending the race. If there is a yellow flag, the top 10 drivers will stay out. When the pace car pulls in after the cool-down lap, they'll do a 1-lap shootout. Right now, he wants to finish it out in regulation, and that is Alan Elwood. He's about a car length behind. Perignyars hitting his mark, smooth as blended whiskey, keeping that car right where he wants it.
The goal is between the race leaders of Farnyards and Elwood is to get into the throttle as early as you can. You don't want to do it too early because that can cause the car to be loose on corner exit. But the reason why you want to get as early as you can is so you can carry that speed down the back straightaway.
Look at the drive that Elwood gets.
And Elwood, he knows he can keep tabs with him. It's just a matter of, man, when am I going to get the better run on corner exit? Because that's what he wants. Barnyard is going to prefer that higher line. Who ran the fastest time? 41.96 for Elwood, 41.95 for Farnyards.
There are some battles going on in the back. We're not going to go there, but I'm just bringing up, this is guys who could have problems because they're battling Kyle Kammer, Gabriel Wood, Josh Bonwell racing back for about 10th position. Coming out of 4. He won the stage in the first try. He won the stage in the second try. He's looking to go 3 for 3, and that is Andrew Farnyards in the fluorescent 88.
Ooh, 88. Farnyards just got a much better entrance of the corner than what Elwood did.
But a pretty good one off by Elwood out of 2, about 3 car lengths back. Is he saving? Is he waiting? Does he worry about making the move too early?
I mean, Elwood was faster last time by to the line. Not by much, though. They both are running even lap times, though. Hundredths of a second was the difference.
They come across, 3 to go. Richard Regan too far out of it in 3rd position. On the mic to the guys in front. Andrew Elwood. I'm sorry, Andrew Farnyards. Alan Elwood thinks your mom is fat. Alan Elwood, then he says to Andrew Farnyards, he says, Elwood thinks your sister is ugly. He wants those 2 to battle it out. They come out of 4.
Oh boy.
I can report that Robert McFarland just put the car in the wall, but he keeps it going straight. We stay under green.
Man, 88 gets so much of a better entrance. As Andrew Farnyards gets so much of a better entrance in turn 1 than what the 5 does of Alan Elwood. I'm just continuously looking at lap times because lap times always tell the story. 42.1 for Farnyards, a 42.2 for Elwood. So Farnyards is a 10th quicker than Elwood. Coming to the white flag.
Just a few hundred yards to go, and we will ensure that we finish this race under green. It's the white flag, and it's all Andrew Farnyards. The interval is about 5 car lengths, taking it down into 1. Does Elwood have anything left? Has he been saving it? Are his tires cooling off? Does he have anything left for him? He's about 4 car lengths back.
He may have hit the apron.
Out of 2. Gaining ever so slightly is Elwood. Takes it in really strong into 3. He's there, but can he make it stick? No. It's a pay me now, pay me later deal. He won't have anything on corner exit. He's very loose. He's going to cross the finish line on the grass in 2nd place, but the win will go to Andrew Farnyards.
And that pass in the grass doesn't work.
Andrew Elwood gets credit for 2nd. We'll have some landscaping fees to pay to California Speedway. Richard Regan gets 3rd. David Washington, Eric Sanford in 5th. Tanner, we'll take one look at this one. You'd call it. Alan Elwood gave it everything he had.
Gotta go for it on the last lap, man. You know, down the back straightaway. All right, I got 2 more corners. This is all I got. I'm going to dive it in there really hard. Maybe I get to that back bumper to maybe loosen him up just a little bit. No, can't get him. And he practically just won the race right there. I'm going to give her all I got. Oh, car's all too loose. Going through the infield and salvage up. Don't come up on the racetrack, but try to salvage the best finish you can. He does come away with 2nd place, but great hard-fought run for Alan Elwood for a 2nd place spot tonight.
Good to know timing and scoring works not only on the pavement, but on the grass as well. Okay, what we're going to do now, the racing is over here in Fontana, but our broadcast is far from done. We're going to take a short break, but we'll return to run down the entire finishing order, talk to some of the drivers before we put a lock on the gate. Back in a few. Soup's on next to Tanner Sharp with real-world Indy 500 participant Richie Hearn in the pit lane, bringing you the Simulation Stock Car Association AdPro 360 Cup Series here on the Global Sim Racing Channel. My goodness, there's a long intro here. It's round 4 from Fontana, California, the Belmonte Landscape and Design 200. Let's run down the finishing order of the Belmonte Landscape Design 200 that this finished up here on the Global Sim Racing Channel, and it was Andrew Farnyards. My goodness, he wins both stages, and the race locks himself into the playoffs and picks up, well, that would be 7 playoff points right there. Alan Elwood was not able to run him down. The poor guy did all he could, finishes in second while on the Tundra here at Fontana. Richard Reagan in third, Daniel Washington, Eric Stanford in fourth and fifth, Andrew Payne, Jesse Abraham, Dylan Jones, Ken Richardson, and Kyle Kammer round out the back half of your top 10. Tanner?
Yeah, outside the top 10, got Gabriel Wood, who was running great in that top 5 area. That looseness cost him a lot of positions. He'll finish 11th tonight. Josh Bonwell finishes 12th. Robert McFarlane, correct in the closing stages of the race, will finish 13th. Ellery Queen was involved in an incident, lap down, finishes 14th. Ray Richard, 2 laps down, finishes 15th. And the only car in the garage tonight, that was Gerald Campbell.
All right, we are able to do some interviews right now. It looks like our race winner is not there, but we're going to let Richie Hearn talk to the man who tried to get the win, and that would be Alan Elwood.
Alan, you got a copy?
Got you guys.
That was a pretty good try there at the end. Looks like the tires were a little bit of an issue, but you gave it one good shot, and then after that, you couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, I think I tried a little too early, and I told myself this was pretty much my one good chance because I got a good run coming off the bottom of 2. And at that point, with how tight the setups are, if you get pinched even just a little bit and can't really make the run up off, you basically kill your tires trying to go side by side, but that was the only chance I could get because I couldn't get to the outside of them. So, you know, I'll take second again. I mean, it sucks coming to second 3 times in a row, but I mean, at least we're keeping the points lead and, you know, looking strong so far this season.
It was a good finish considering you had to fall back from that incident early on, and at least you gave it one good shot with the pass through the grass there near the end.
Yeah, to make it sort of interesting, but no, apologies, Ellery. I thought he cut across my nose, but looking back in the replay, that was my fault. I just went up. I think I was setting myself up for the corner, so my bad there, and I screwed up on pit road too. So between that and not being able to set a qualifying time when the server got set up again, kind of really put us behind the 8 ball. So to come home second, you know, is a pretty good deal.
I'd personally be happy with that myself, so that was good. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for this?
Well, Performance Powder Coating, Elwood Designs, you guys for putting on the show for us. You guys do great broadcasts, so thank you for that. And being here at the league, it's been fun so far. Let's just keep it going.
That's awesome. And then on to Soup.
Alan Elwood, our second place finisher, try as he might, he could not get the win. I'm able to run down our third place finisher today. Let's start off with this. Is it the last name? Is it Richard? Is we go with Regan or Reagan? I'm going to go with Regan.
Yeah, you're right. It's Regan.
Okay. Named after your dad. Let's start with this one. Did you have an extra set of tires in the pits?
Yeah, we did, and we were really hoping for a caution there with about like 10 laps to go because I knew the leader didn't have the set of tires, and unfortunately it didn't play out that way. But yeah, we had a set left in the pits.
It's just not cut. You would have been in great position. That yellow flag comes out. You come in there. You would have been first in, first out. Boy, it would have played out well for you.
Yeah, I mean, like I said last week, we really struggle on the short run speed for some reason. I've been really working on it. We're getting better with the short run speed because finishing third, that's better than what did I get last week, 8th or something. So we're getting there. Hopefully we can get a win this season. I definitely have to work on the short run speed to get the W.
Did you have anything for the guys in front of you?
No. Only if that pit strategy came into our hands, man. But no, I didn't have nothing for them. I had something for them for about a lap or two, and then after that, they just pulled.
Yeah, when they were racing side by side, I was thinking, well, this is good news for Richard. He might be able to get on up there, but there's nothing there. Hey, you take the points and you move on. So this is your official series. Am I correct? This is the one you're registered in?
Yep, I run for points in the Cup Series, so it's a pretty good day for me starting 11th. We wasn't able to turn a qualifying lap time, but I mean, it was actually made the race more interesting for me to see how far up I could actually get through the field.
Yeah, you were 10th in the points coming in, about 16 points above the cut line, so this will help out a lot. Good luck the rest of the way. We'll see you down the road.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, your final podium finisher there, Richard Regan. And now we'll see if we have one more interview left. How about Jesse Abraham? We'll bring Jesse in here. We'll let Tanner talk to him.
Yeah, hey. Jesse, you have a copy there, buddy.
Hey, yeah, I was watching the broadcast a few seconds behind.
Yeah, I tell you what, you've had an eventful day out there at the Auto Club. You were up and down the leaderboard. I don't think you led a lap today, but you're up and down the leaderboard. You do have some crinkles on that car, but you still come home away in 7th after starting 12th. The setup, I bet, was dreadful out there from what I'm hearing. Talk to me about that corner exit part stuff. Looks like it's tight for you.
Yeah, it was loose tight. Like, it would be pushing, and then if you had too much wheel in it, it would just snap loose and you have to catch it. Luckily, I'm pretty good at saving a car growing up driving on snow, but that helped a lot. The first segment was really good. I had a killer start right out of the gate and gained like 5 spots. A little upset with David Washington dooring me going into turn 1 on like lap 10, but that is what it is. We both finished pretty well. Really happy to see my teammate Richard Regan finish in P3. Finished higher than I was expecting, honestly. This was one of my worst races last season. And just want to say hello to my mom and dad watching back at home.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would like to go back a little bit earlier in the race, probably with about 40 laps to go. You guys were under caution flag. You guys were just outside the pit window. Were you one of those drivers that you could probably, if the race would have went green to the end, do you think you could have tried to save gas, or do you think that you would have to pit?
We tend to be pretty aggressive with our fuel mileage stuff, but at this track, it's all about tires. Like, fuel mileage was never really a consideration.
Yeah, it looked like tires was a big time because we've seen drivers with fresh tires come up through the field, and I think you were one of them at one point. But I tell you what, now we're going to wrap up Auto Club, and I believe the next race for this series, for the Cup Series, is Texas Motor Speedway. How do you feel about your chances on possibly getting a top 5 or even a victory in Texas?
A top 5 would be absolutely insane, especially since it's 1.5 miles. I tend to be better at the road courses and those sort of tracks, but a top 10 would be very nice. That's what my goal is.
Hey, the road courses are coming up. I believe the first road course of the season ain't before a little while yet, but it'll be up in Sonoma towards the end of May. But Texas is next week, but hopefully you get up there in the top 5 and start competing with these boys and getting them stage points for sure.
Oh, yeah, just getting warmed up right now.
Absolutely. Well, Jesse, thank you for taking the time to talk with us here tonight, and good luck next week in Texas.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for the broadcast.
Back to you, Soup.
Jesse Abraham, your 7th place finisher today. That's going to do it for us, but stick around here for the very end because this is the people that make this possible, and we want you to be able to understand who they are. Let's thank everybody, first of all, at AdPro 360. Who are AdPro 360, you may ask? Well, they're our title sponsor. They're an advertising agency specializing in digital and social media marketing. For more information, go to adproresults.com. Bramante Landscape and Design. Let's talk about them. From idyllic outdoor living spaces with terraced gardens, tranquil waterfalls, and magical children's play areas to gated stone entranceways and magnificent pool houses, Bramante Landscape and Design Management Group delivers dreamlike accents, amenities, and landscape design to Long Island's most prestigious homes and estates. With meticulous attention to detail and premium quality craftsmanship, the Bramante team transforms properties into breathtaking home landscapes as unique as the families who live there. Call them at 516-671-4499 and visit Bramante.com. You know, if you put your racing rig out in the backyard, they can build you like a trellis over the top of it with a waterfall. You can be relaxed while you sim race at the same time. That's what I would do. To everybody at the Simulated Stock Car Association for organizing the AdPro 360 Cup Series and contracting with GSRC to broadcast it. On screen right now are some of the companies, equipments, and software that made this broadcast possible. That iconic original music that lets your ears alert your eyes you're watching a GSRC production comes courtesy of Eric Echolm and Casey Lalonde. See the screen to how to contact each of them. Tanner?
Yes, sir. The SSCA Cup Series returns in 2 weeks, April 5th, for round 5 from Texas Motor Speedway, one of my favorite 1.5 mile racetrack. GSRC will be there to bring you all the action, and we hope you join us. Sliding across your screen now are some of the upcoming broadcasts, so check those out and mark them down on your calendar. If you'd like to know more information about GSRC, including a complete list of future broadcasts, you can find it all at www.globalsimracingchannel.com. We're also on Twitter at GSR Channel and on Facebook at Global Sim Racing Channel.
Finally, on behalf of the crew, Tanner Sharp, our director, Joe Peak, and my mom's favorite IndyCar driver, 7-time real-world Indy 500 participant, Richie Hearn, our camera artist, Dougie Beard, I'd like to thank all of you for watching. So until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.